Hi guys, thank you so much for joining this 7 days class. My name is Samuel Linus and I'm super excited to have you here. At NerdII, we are a peer-to-peer edtech platform that allow people to learn in peers, groups, and communities. It simply means that gone are those days when you'll be learning alone and you have questions to ask, but nobody to ask questions. You wish you're a part of a community. You wish you have a mentor. You wish you have a learning mate, somebody you guys can learn and grow with. But unfortunately, you're learning online, so there is no one like that. But with NerdII, you have access to all of those things and even more. When you enroll for our platform, you have access to a one-on-one mentor. You'll be able to schedule a clarity call with your instructor at will. You will also join a support group where you can ask questions at any point in time. You will also be part of a weekly live class where you'll be learning and growing with other people. And guess what? You will also be paired with an accountability partner, somebody that you guys can learn and grow with and also build rapport as you advance in your career. And at the end of the career roadmap, you also get personalized portfolio review and job support. Don't forget to go on our platform and turn on your subscription. It's just a monthly token. That being said, don't forget to also subscribe on this particular YouTube channel so you'll be notified when we upload subsequent lessons, right? So without wasting much of our time, let's get into this particular video.
You're welcome back to this video. In this video, we'll be treating shadows and cards. Now, we'll be treating the shadows and cards as design principles. So we'll be taking a look at some of the key principles behind shadows and cards, right? So one of the mistakes that beginners make when it comes to applying shadows is the fact that they make their shadows thick. Now, if you've seen in areas where we've already applied shadow before now, you realize that these shadows is a little bit light, right? Now, before we even go dive in straight to start applying shadow, let me quietly talk about the principle of cards. So what exactly are cards design? What exactly are card design? What do we mean when we say a design is a card design? Now, I'll give you examples of card that we have already in our design here. Now, this pop-out that we have here is a card. This pop-out that we have here is a card. So whenever you see anything that is like separated with a rectangle, it simply means it's a card. Now, right here too, we also have like a card here too as well, but it's kind of invisible. Right, so let me go on Google and search for card design UI so that hopefully we will get to see other UI designs, right? So let's search for card UI design. Hopefully we're going to see more examples. So I'm going to click on images here. So each of these thing now is a card. You could see product card. Let me click this one. And so when you see a group of elements that comes together, right, that have the same similar information, that simply means that is a card. You could see all of this, they are all cards, right? So when you take a look at designs like this, for example, you could see this under names here where you have dribble, covers and everything. This is also a card design. Now, when you take a look at web development, web design or mobile app design, really, you see that mobile app design and web design is basically made of series of cards. In other words, if you know how to create beautiful cards, you should also know how to create what designs. All of this, they are all made of what card. We have this card here, this another one, this card here, this card here, this card here, this card here. So when you have like series of cards coming together, you already have your design fully formed. Now that we understand what exactly are cards when it comes to UI design, let's see how we can create them and some principle behind some of these card designs. So I will go back to our design here, and the first thing I want to see about card design is the fact that you can create card design by separating colors. So I'm going to draw a new frame right here, and I'm going to give this frame a slightly gray, like F5, F5, F5. I'll hit enter. Now, if I want a card design, all I need to do is to ensure that the principle number one, and that's what I'm showing, is ensure that my background color is a little bit darker than my card background color. So if I do something like this now, you could see now that I already have like a card here. So let me assume now that this is list of some information. Let me assume now that this one now is my navigation. So my navigation could look like something like this, right? So you see, there is no shadow applied to it. The difference between this and the background is the fact that the background is gray while the card background is white. So a different background will just automatically help you create a very beautiful card. And I would love to use a gray background and a white card, but nonetheless you can still interchange it. Your background now could be the one that is gray, while your cards could be the one that is fully white, triple F. So we have our card here. I want to make this background white, triple F. Then I want to make this one gray. Exactly, I want to make this one gray too. So in this case now, we could see that our background is white while our card is the one that is gray. So any way that you go through it, you will definitely come up with a very beautiful card design, right? As long as you have a separate background from that particular color, you're going to have a very beautiful UI design. Now, that being said, we have a very great UI design, right? And everything is beautiful, everything is looking great and amazing. So if we go ahead and have like several cards here, right? So this is one of the ways you could create like amazing and beautiful card design, right? So this is really cool. Now, another ways again you can create card design is same color. Let me duplicate this. Let me bring it somewhere here. So another ways we could create a nice card design again is same color as the background. Let's say as this background is white, the card is also white. So let me say triple F, right? The card is also white, but now the card has a stroke, right? And let's give the stroke like a gray. Let's look for a slightly gray color that we could give the stroke. Okay, something like this serves. All right, let me just copy the CD. Come over here and do the same thing. No fill, or let's give it a fill, but the fill should be white. Triple F, then give it a stroke, this stroke. All right, cool. So now you cannot see what we have now. So this is the same thing as this. The difference between this and this is the fact that this one has background and this one does not have. They have the same background but an outline. So now principle number one for creating card, different shades of background. If the main background for the card is white, let the card be gray. If the background for the card are gray, let the background of the card be white, something like that. You can easily create card. Now, separate background, it does not necessarily mean that it have to be gray and white, right? It could be anything. So let's say this is dark mode now. This is how I'm going to create a dark mode for this card. If this background now is, let's say, a very dark background, let's pick something this dark, then my card will have to be a lighter shade, right? So let me select everything. My card will have to be a lighter shade. So very dark to probably something like this, right? So with this now, I have created dark mode of this particular card, right? So this is full background. So irrespective of what you're trying to design, as long as it's different color, you have your card. If you want to create a dark mode for this too, similar thing. Let me duplicate this, bring it here. If my background now is, let's say, full black, see, I could also have my card like this too. Probably not a very light gray too will also work, but let's just make it darker to show that, okay, something like this. Now you could see this is the dark mode of this particular card. So different background creates our card. Now the last but not the least principle behind card design is the principle of what? Shadows, right? So this principle of shadow, now for you to use shadow, it simply means that you will have the same color, just something similar to outline, but this time instead of you using outline, the difference will not be an outline. So let me take the outline now. What you will use to display that particular card is going to be what? A shadow. So I'll go ahead and click on effects. I'll use drop shadow. So the reason why you are seeing this particular card now is drop shadow. Now when it comes to shadow on its own again, we also have the principle for shadow that make you apply soft shadow. Now what you want to do, except if you were trying to design these brutalism designs, right? So I believe you should know what a brutalism design. Brutalism design is a design trend where the shadows are like really thick. Brutalism, all right. Brutalism UI design. So this are like, you see, must have seen this design in recent times, right? They're like trendy design. Let's see what Google will give us. Brutalism UI designs. Aha, you see it here. So they call it new brutalism. So this one I have like a very thick shadows and stuff, right? So you could actually do that. I have a very thick shadow, thick outline. These are recently and trending designs, stuff like this with this kind of bright colors, right? You could see it on Spotify mesh that they did, and you see that. So very bright colors, thick shadows, So basically it's called brutalism UI, right? So if it's something like that you're doing, then you might not need to apply some of these principles I'm about to show you. But not, you know what we'll do? We'll do basically principle for new brutalism and as well as principle for the normal card design. So let's go. So for this number one, the principle that I will always tell people is, if you give your y, let's say 20 for example, let your block be times 2 that value. So I'll say this one should be 40. So once you have your block times 2 that value, you are already on your way in creating a soft shadow. Just take a look at it, right? So let's do this now. If this is a beginner, probably this would have been the way they will apply shadow to it. Export, they apply, I didn't even apply shadow to it. Okay, I went to click on export set of effects. Alright, effect. So they'll apply shadow to it like this. They might now say let this one be 10. You get, they'll just do some stuffs like this, you know, and this shadow is going to be thick. And when your shadow is thick like this, it's not fine. So for you to have like a very soft shadow, now take a look at the principle. If your y is 20, let your blob be times 2 the value of your y. Once your blob is at 2 the value of your y, secondly, try not to use full black, that is 00 as your color. Instead, use other shades of gray to create something soft. So if I use other shade of gray to create something soft, guess what I have now? I have a very soft shadow. If I feel as if this y is too much, I can go ahead and give it 10. If I give it 10 here, then this can actually be 20. Right? So you could see now that I have a very soft shadow compared to this particular one where I have thick shadow. So it's the same similar principle I've used to apply shadow in some of these cards. Yeah, you could see, you could feel the shadow on this particular card because the background is white, the card itself is white, but you could feel the elevation but not that thick, right? So let's take a look at it. You could feel the elevation but not that thick. So this is the elevation that we created in the previous video, and so let's see what we have. So we have like 40 minus 40, 80. So you could see the blur is times 2 that particular value. The percentage is 25, but I made sure that the gray is not a full black to give me that soft feeling. So if you want to create beautiful shadows, soft shadows like this that makes your design pop and look really great, you want to actually observe this little trick or hack, or what I call also principle that I just showed you about soft shadows, right? So let me just reiterate the 4 things I've showed you in this video. Number 1, principles of card and design. Said if you want to apply a card, if the background color and the card color be a different background color, your card will display. If the color of the card and the color of the background is the same color, let your card be like white, right? Let it be white like this. You can use outline to like specify that particular card. Secondly, again, I said that if the background color and the card color is the same color, like white like this, so the next thing you want to do is to apply shadow. Now that we know these 3 things for creating card, and I said for shadow, if you click on this right now, for shadow, if your y is 10, the value of your y, let your blow be times to that particular value, and try not to use full black as your shadow. This will allow you to create soft shadow. So those are the 4 major points I just shared with us in this particular video. Now let me call this other one the bonus point. So this one is for people that want to learn how to create like all those new brutalism designs. So let's say we have this yellow here. Okay, I don't want to give that one. I want to give this one yellow. So I want to give it a very bright color. So there you have yellow here. You want to apply those new brutalism design. Ensure that the background, the outline could be something like black outline. Sometimes I love to give it a very thick one like 5. I'll not make it inside, I'll make it outside. Then I can apply a shadow to it. For this shadow now, you don't want to give it any percentage. You want to give it any opacity. So this is going to be 100, full black. Then now you can now go, let's go Y now. Let's go like 10. Then blur too will be 0. We don't want blur to be anything too. Because if you give it blur 0, it's not give it that new brutalism design. So we could go like this. So now with this, now you could see you're just on your way in creating all these new brutalism concepts like this. So we have like a very thick shadows, right? So that is one of the ways too you also want to create these thick shadows. Now if you notice, they always have an outline, then a slightly elevated shadow to the left and bottom too as well. So with this, you already have your nice brutalism design, right? So I always love to add an outline and so on and so forth, and this will be a very beautiful card too as well, right? So those are the 4 things. So this last one is basically just like my bonus to you guys, right? So go ahead, apply it to your design, right? So one more area I would love us to apply this concept that we just treated right now is in this particular design. So since we've already applied it here, let's see if we can apply it somewhere here, because these are some invisible card. So this is what I want to do. I want when they hover it, let there be some elevation, right? So let's see. So I will just copy all of this. Permit me to select. Oops, I think I have done so much of a selection here. Permit me to do this. I might need this later. Let me just drop it here. Then let me zoom out. So this is my component. That is the component for these guys here. So I want to give it a feel of white. So the same background color. I will go ahead and give it some elevation, so add some new variants. So let me call it hover. And the property here, let me just say state. So this one, I want it to be the hover effect, right? So let me click this, one of it, and change it to the hover state, so that when I'm making my changes, I will be able to see what I'm doing, right? Let me just bring them close. So this one here is hover. So I'll go ahead and I'll apply a shadow. So on that shadow I could do, we already saved this our effect shadow. So if we go ahead and apply it here, we could see if it is great, right? So let's prototype this a little bit and come over here, drag it and put it here. We'll say while hovering. All right, perfect. While hovering, instant. No, it should be okay. Instant could be better. Let's see what we get. Okay, it is yet to update our design. Alright, I don't always like it when I have to wait for the design to show itself. So let me click this and click on play. Alright, okay, perfect now. So we could see what we've done. So we've done some slight elevation here. So, but the reason why I would have to like change this right now, I want the hover to be around this area, opposite direction, not this particular area, right? So let's quickly do that. This other one seems as if it has not really started. So let's quickly do that. So what I want to do now, I want to click here right now and basically come over to this and break the card and see what we have. So we have minus 40, 80. You see the same principle I used, but this time around, let's make this 40, so it will go towards that particular direction. So another thing I want to do again, I want to add another card, because somewhere around here, you just feel as if there is no card here, right? So let's add another color there. So to add another color there, I'll just click another sign here. So I guess this one is the previous one. So this one is the new one that we just added. Let's drag it down like this. So this is the new one, right? All right, perfect. So I'll click this now. For this, I want something like minus, okay, let's try minus 4. Minus 4. So it take us up. Then let's give it 8 here. This makes sense. Then let's see our gray color. Our gray color should be really light, because the aim is just for it not to just go into the color fully. Alright, so you see what we have right now. So with this now, without it, you will not see where the cards are that top right. So that other second shadow is just to ensure that we could have a color there, right? So that is what we are looking at. Alright, looks cool. So you see now we have our full card. Now it now looks like a card. So, but this is not how we want it originally. So let's ensure that this one now is default. So by default, there is no card, right? By default, there is no card. So let's try again. Prototype. While pressing, while hovering. See, I used the wrong thing. So you see. So while hovering, so that's how it is. So once you hover on any of these cards, it just comes up like this. So I also feel as if the 40-40 is too spread, because it's trying to enter all this other card. So let's reduce it from 40-40 to like 20-20. So let's click this and go back to our design. So instead of 40 40, this one, let's make it 20 20, then this one should be what, 40. All right, let's see what we get now. All right, better. This is better. This is better. That other one was too spread. The 40 is too much. So this is better. So this looks cool, right? So we can go ahead and give our elevation a name. Just click this sign here and click on plus sign here. We could just call it, let's call it card elevation, right? So we have card elevation. If we take a look at under effect, now we have the element elevation, then we have card elevation, right? So we've saved that there. So that looks cool right now. So let me just drop this one here, and you could see that's one of the ways you could actually apply card, right? And you have like a very beautiful and amazing card going for you here, a nice shadow too. So this is a card with a shadow on hover, a card with a shadow on hover, and you agree with me that it looks great, right? So thank you guys for spending time to watch this particular video, right? See you in the next lesson. Peace out. And before you peace out, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss on subsequent videos. And of course, guys, don't forget to go to neddyeye.com. Just in case you've not gone there, go to neddyeye.com. We have a 6 weeks boot camp. 6 weeks boot camp. Go on our website, ensure that you are learning, ensure that you're doing the right things, right? So our bootcamp is really amazing, right? So with our bootcamp right now, you'll be able to be mentored. Let me show you how the profile page looks like when you sign up. So this is how the profile page looks like when you sign up. You'll be able to I will mentor you across these 3 different levels. Number 1, you will learn with us for like 6 months. Number 2, you'll be able to like build your portfolio, and someone like myself and any other top professionals in the industry, we go through your portfolio, give you personalized review and recommendation. Then also you will receive job application support as well, right? Every month's subscription fee as of the time of making this video is around $15, right? So quickly go through it, right? Go through it. Go to neddyeye.com. Look at our website. Looks like beautiful website. We have dark mode and light mode too as well. So go to the website, create your account. So once you have your account created, click on explore courses right here. Under here you will see bootcamp. Click on bootcamp. So once you click on bootcamp, you should be able to see the product design bootcamp. Click on it, enroll for it. It is just like 15,000 naira every month. You have access with other people. Look at product design here. Let me click on it. You have access to other amazing folks too as well that you guys will be learning together. So unlike when you go and learn on Udemy or any other platform, right, you're just watching video and watching the video alone. But with us, you're not just watching the video and watching it alone. You are doing that with other amazing individuals, right? So you are doing that in a community. We'll also pair you with a learning mate and accountability partner to keep you accountable of the whole entire course, right? That's one. Number 2, you also you also be part of a private support group where we'll be asking questions and where you could be able to ask questions, and guess what, you'll be able to schedule an appointment with your instructor. I think that is really great, right? So do ensure that you do this so you can start your product design career in the right way and basically start making some money, right, in this particular industry, right? So thank you guys for watching this video. See you guys in the next course. Goodbye.